Exodus chapter 26, the tabernacle. Let's get it. Moreover, you shall make the tabernacle with 10 currents woven of fine linen thread, and blue and purple and scarlet yarn with artistic designs of cherubim. You shall weave them. The length of each curtain shall be 28 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits, and every one of the curtains shall have the same measurements. Verse 3, 5 curtains shall be coupled to one another, and the other 5 curtains shall be coupled to one another. And you shall make loops of blue yarn on the edge of the curtains, on the shelvage of one set, and likewise you shall do on the outer edge of the other curtain of the second set. Verse 5, 50 loops you shall make in one curtain, and 50 loops you shall make on the edge of the curtain that is on the end of the second set, that the loops may be clasped to one another. Verse 6, and you shall make 50 claps of gold, and couple the curtains together with the claps, so that they may be one tabernacle. You shall also make curtains of goat hair to be a tent over the tabernacle. You shall make 11 curtains. Verse 8, the length of each curtain shall be 30 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits, and the 11 curtains shall all have the same measurement. And you shall couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and you shall double over the 6 curtains at the forefront of the tent. You shall make 50 loops on the edge of the curtains, that is outermost in one set, and 50 loops on the edge of the curtain of the second set. Verse 11, and you shall make 50 bronze claps, put the claps into the loops, and couple the tent together, that it may be one. The remnant that remains of the curtains of the tents, the half curtains that remains, shall hang over the back of the tabernacle. Verse 13, and a cubit on one side and a cubit on the other side of what remains of the length of the curtains of the tent shall hang over the sides of the tabernacle on this side and on that side to cover it. Verse 14, you shall also make a covering of rams' skins dried red for the tent, and coverings of badger skins above that. Verse 15, and for the tabernacle you shall make the boards of acacia wood standing upright. 10 cubits shall be the length of a board, and a cubit and a half shall be the width of each board. 2 tenons shall be the board for binding one together. Thus you shall make for all the boards of the tabernacle. And you shall make the boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side. You shall make 40 sockets of silver under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under one board for its 2 tenons, and 2 sockets under another board for its 2 tenons. Verse 20, and for the second side of the tabernacle, the north side, there shall be 20 boards and their 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under one board and 2 sockets under another board. For the far side of the tabernacle, westward, you shall make 6 boards. And you shall make 2 boards for the 2 back corners of the tabernacle. 24, verse 24, they shall be coupled together at the bottom, and they shall be coupled together at the top by one ring. Thus it shall be for both of them. They shall be for the 2 corners. So there shall be 8 boards with their sockets of silver, 16 sockets, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. Verse 26. And you shall make bars of acra wood, 5 for the boards on one side of the tabernacle, 5 bars for the boards on the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards on the side of the tabernacle for the far side westward. Verse 28. The middle bar shall pass through the midst of the boards, and from end to end. You shall overlay the boards with gold, make their rings of gold as holders for the bars, and overlay the bars with gold. And you shall raise up the tabernacle according to its pattern which you were shown on the mountain. You shall make a veil woven of blue and purple and scarlet yarn and fine linen thread. It shall be woven with an artistic design of cherubim. You shall hang it upon the 4 pillars of acra wood overlaid with gold. Their hooks shall be of gold upon their sockets of silver. And you shall hang the veil from the clasps. Then you shall bring the ark of the testimony in there behind the veil. The veil shall be a divider for you between the holy place and the most holy. You shall put the mercy seat upon the ark of the testimony in the most holy. You shall set the table outside the veil and the lampstand across from the table on the side of the tabernacle towards the south. You shall put the table on the north side. Verse 36. You shall make a screen for the door of the tabernacle, woven of blue and purple and scarlet yarn and fine linen thread, made by a weaver. And you shall make for the screen 5 pillars of acra wood, and overlay them with gold. Their hooks shall be of gold, and you shall cast 5 sockets of bronze for them. And that is the end of chapter 26. Well, you could probably hear in the background a train whistle, because I can hear the local train yard doing some work, and it just seems to carry in the cold weather that we are having right now. So let's talk briefly about chapter 26 before we move on to 27. It seems like all of this that God is commanding the children of Israel seems to be almost like a waste of time. Why bother doing all this? Could it be that God is simply giving his chosen people some tasks to do to see if they will do it? If, just giving them things to do, to have things to do, just to see if they will do those things that he commands. After all, we are not here for ourselves, but God has put us here for his own purpose, for his own pleasures. He has told us that. So I don't know. I would think that he's just kind of testing the children of Israel to see what they're going to do. And we see here talking about the most holy, the holy place and the most holy. That is speaking of the Holy of Holies, which would ultimately be on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, atop of Mount Moriah, a place you can go visit today if you want to go to Jerusalem, which I never have, and I probably never will travel there. I don't feel very comfortable, but I would love to see it. The place that we believe is what is left of the Holy of Holies. I believe it's now called, it's just like a little gazebo type place, and it looks like that's where the Holy of Holies was, and I believe it's been called the Dome of the Tablets, or the Dome of the Spirits, and because that's where originally this ark was taken It would take years and years for the children of Israel to take it there, but they eventually took it there. And then it was lost. Apparently, it is said that it may still be underneath the Temple Mount in some of the caves and chambers. Whether it is or not, I don't think it really matters, because we're not here to worship the temple or the Ark of the Testimony. We're here to worship Jesus Christ. So it may very well still be hidden there, that we cannot go to find because of the situation on top of Mount Moriah at the moment, with the Muslims and the Jews and the Christians. They don't seem to all get along very well, do they? All right, let's move on to chapter 27. The altar of burnt offerings. You shall make an altar of acra wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad. The altar shall be square, and its height shall be 3 cubits. You shall make its horns on its 4 corners. Its horns shall be of one piece with it, and you shall overlay it with bronze. Also you shall make its pans to receive the ashes, and its shovels, and its basin, and its forks, and the fire pans. You shall make all its utensils of bronze. Verse 4. You shall make a grate for it, a network of bronze, and on the network you shall make 4 bronze rings. At its 4 corners you shall put it under the rim of the altar. Beneath that, the network may be midway up the altar. Verse 6. And you shall make poles for the altar poles of acra wood, and overlay them with bronze. The poles shall be put in the rings, and the poles shall be on the 2 sides of the altar to bear it. Verse 8. You shall make it hollow with boards, as it was shown to you on the mountain, so shall they make it. Verse 9. The court of the tabernacle. You shall also make the court of the tabernacle. For the south side there shall be hanging for the court woven of fine linen thread, and 100 cubits long for one side. And its 20 pillars and their 20 sockets shall be of bronze. The hooks of the pillars and their bands shall be of silver. Verse 11. Likewise, along the length of the north side there shall be hangings 100 cubits long, with its 20 pillars and their 20 sockets of bronze, and the hooks of the pillars and their bands of silver. Verse 12. And along the width of the court on the west side shall be hangings of 50 cubits, with their 10 pillars and their 10 sockets. The width of the court on the east side shall be 50 cubits. The hangings on one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, with their 3 pillars and their 3 sockets. And on the other side shall be hangings of 15 cubits, with their 3 pillars and their 3 sockets. For the gate of the court shall be a screen 20 cubits long, woven of blue, purple, scarlet yarn, and fine linen thread, made by a weaver. It shall have 4 pillars and 4 sockets. Verse 17. All the pillars around the court shall have bands of silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their sockets of bronze. Verse 18. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, the width 50 throughout, and the height 50 cubits, woven in 9 lines, 9 fine linen thread, and its sockets of bronze. All the utensils of the tabernacle for all its services, all the pegs, and all the pegs of the court shall be of bronze. Verse 20. The care of the lampstands. And you shall command the children of Israel that they bring you pure oil of pressed olives for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually. In the tabernacle of meeting outside the veil which is before the testimony, Aaron and his sons shall tend it from evening until morning. The Lord shall be a statute forever to their generations on behalf of the children of Israel. End of chapter 27. Chapter 28. Garments for the priesthood. Now take Aaron, your brother, and his sons with him from among the children of Israel, that he may minister to me as priest. Aaron and Aaron's son, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Itziharam. And you may make holy garments for Aaron, your brother, for glory and for beauty. Verse 3, so you shall speak to all who are gifted artisans, who I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garments to sanctify him, that he may minister to me as priest. And these are the garments which they make: a breastplate, an ephod, a robe, a skillfully woven tunic, a turban, and a sash. So they shall make holy garments for Aaron, your brother, and his sons, that he may minister to me as a priest. Verse 5, the ephod. They shall take the gold and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen, and they shall make the ephod of gold and blue and purple and scarlet thread and fine linen thread, artistically woven. It shall have 2 shoulder straps joined at the 2 edges, so it shall be joined together, and the interactively woven band of ephod which is on it shall be the same workmanship, woven of gold and blue and purple and scarlet thread and fine linen thread. Then you shall take 2 oxen stone and engrave them the names of the son of Israel, 6 of their names on one stone, and the remaining 6 names on the other stone, according to their birth. With the work of an engraver in stone, like the engraving of a signet, you shall engrave the 2 stones with the names of the sons of Israel. You shall set them in settings of gold. And you shall put the 2 stones on the shoulders of the ephod as memorial stones for the sons of Israel. So Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord on his 2 shoulders as a memorial. You shall also make settings of gold, and you shall make 2 chains of pure gold, like braided cords, and fasten the braided chains to the settings. Verse 15, the breastplate. You shall make the breastplate of judgment, artistically woven according to the workmanship of the ephod. You shall make it of gold and blue and purple and scarlet thread and a fine linen thread. You shall make it. It shall be double into square. A span shall be its length, and a span shall be its width. And you shall put settings of stone in it, 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be of sardius, a topaz, and emerald. This shall be the first row. The second row shall be a turquoise, a sapphire, and a diamond. Verse 19. The third row, a jacinth, a agate, and a meth. Verse 20. And the fourth row, a beryl, an onyx, a jasper. They shall be set in gold settings. And the stone shall have the names of the sons of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of the signet, each one with its own name. They shall be according to the 12 tribes. You shall make chains for the breastplate at the end, like braided cords of pure gold. Verse 23, and you shall make 2 rings of gold for the breastplate, and put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. Then you shall put the 2 braided chains of gold in the 2 rings which are on the ends of the breastplate. And the other 2 ends of the 2 braided chains you shall fasten to the 2 settings and put them on the shoulder straps of the ephod in the front. Verse 26, you shall make 2 rings of gold and put them on the 2 ends of the breastplate on the edge of it, which are on the inner side of the ephod. And 2 other rings of gold you shall make it and put them on the 2 shoulder straps underneath the ephod towards the front right at the seam above the interactively woven band of ephod. They shall bind the breastplate by means of its rings to the ring of the ephod using a blue cord so that it is above the interactively woven band of ephod and not come loose from the ephod. Verse 29, so Aaron shall bear the names of the sons of Israel on the breastplate of judgment over his heart when he goes into the holy place as a memorial above the Lord continually. Verse 30, and you shall put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be over Aaron's heart when he goes before the Lord. So Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel over his heart before the Lord continually. Verse 31, you shall make the robes of the ephod all of blue. There shall be an opening for his head in the middle of it, and there shall be a woven binding all around its opening like the opening of a coat of mail, so that it does not tear. Verse 33, and upon its hem you shall make pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet yarn all around the hem, and belts of gold between them all around. Verse 34, a golden bell and a pomegranate, a golden bell and a pomegranate upon the hem of the robe all around. Verse 35, it shall be upon Aaron when he ministers, and its sound will be heard when he goes into the holy place before the Lord, when he comes out, that he may not die. Verse 36, you shall also make a plate of pure gold and engrave on it the engraving of a signet, holiness to the Lord. Verse 37, and you shall put it on a blue cord, that it may be on the turban, it shall be on the front of the turban. Verse 38, so it shall be on Aaron's forehead, that Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things which the children of Israel hallow in their holy gifts, and it shall always be on the forehead, that they may be accepted before the Lord. Verse 39, you shall skillfully weave the tunic of fine linen thread, and shall make the turban of fine linen, and you shall make the sash of woven work. Verse 40, for Aaron's sons you shall make tunics, and you shall make sashes for them, and they shall make hats for them, for glory and beauty, so that you shall put them on Aaron, your brother, and on his sons with him. You shall anoint them, consecrate them, and sanctify them, that they may minister to me as priests. And you shall make for them linen trousers to cover their nakedness. They shall reach from the waist to the thighs. They shall be on Aaron and his sons, and when they come into the tabernacle of meeting, or when they go near the altar to minister to the holy place, that they do not incur iniquity and die. It shall be a statute forever for him and his descendants after him. End of chapter 28. And again, we just see a lot of building and making going on, and I just wonder if this is just keeping the children of Israel busy, just seeing if they will do what the Lord has commanded them. And just one quick thing I want to say, it appears by reading this that this appears to be the makings of the Catholic Church, doesn't it? All the stuff that they're doing, which I consider today to be completely unnecessary, because now Jesus Christ is on the scene and takes all of our sins away, that these things don't need to be done anymore. It just kind of is showing the papacy, I think, a little bit here. That's all I'll say about it for now.